Hey guys, how are you going, and welcome back to the channel. Today's lockdown How Are You Coping is with Callum. Now Callum lives in Essex in the UK here, and he is very editorial and a very creative person, and with lockdown he's had to change a lot of what he is and isn't doing. His interview is really interesting. He talks about university as well and how that is working in a different kind of way. So if you want to check that out, then please carry on watching the video. I will roll that very shortly. But if you are new here and you want to enjoy this series and the rest of my channel, please make sure you press the subscribe button and also ring the bell. We are uploading every day at 7 o'clock for new I suppose interviews and things, so if you want to check that out, then please make sure you do that. Otherwise we will run the interview. Precautions, perfect.
Yeah, cool.
So that is all recording.
Yeah.
So first, thank you for coming on to the channel and the series and kind of opening up about your experience with COVID and lockdown and everything like that.
You're welcome. That's fine.
First of all, do you want to just tell everyone who you are, where you're from, what kind, just the basics about you really.
I'm Callum. I run a YouTube channel called Heg. I'm from Essex way-ish, in the middle of nowhere in Essex. But yeah, I'm 20 years old and I'm a student now, hopefully, if the world stops.
Hopefully, yeah. I like, that's good. That's a good aspect that we're going to be able to look at then of you, potentially becoming a student and what that's actually going to be. Perfect. So first of all, lockdown, how has it affected you, I suppose, in a positive way? Have there been any good things that have come out of it for yourself?
Probably the fact I've learned a lot of things at the moment. I've been getting really into crypto at the moment. I've been doing a lot of cryptocurrency. I never had time to learn that because I've been really busy.
Yeah.
I've called a lot of family members I wouldn't ever call normally, but just because, not for any reason, we just don't have time. Because my cousins are really successful, busy people, but obviously everyone's kind of on level 0 at the moment. So I've been talking to them. We've had an hour-long FaceTime calls, which hasn't happened in about 5 years. So
yeah, no, I completely agree there. I think like I see family, I live up in Birmingham, my family are all down Essex and stuff, and I see them 3 or 4 times a year, and I'm speaking to them and seeing them more now than I would have ever in real life. So I think it's quite good that we're actually doing that.
Exactly, exactly the same. Probably 4 the same amount actually. Yeah, I'd say so. Is that the same thing?
Perfect. And on the flip side of that, have you had any negatives from, I suppose, lockdown and COVID?
There's big ones and small ones. First one I'd say that's quite big is someone really close to me, a close friend, actually lost a family member. And
oh God.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't obviously affect me, but not as much as them. And I'm sad because it's someone I knew very well. But
yeah,
the point of being a friend for me is what I see it as is being that guy when there's shit goes wrong in your life. Oh, sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah. I'm keeping this all as authentic as it is. I'm not monetizing, even if I am. If they don't monetize videos, this is about me speaking to people and getting real opinions. So say whatever you like.
Okay. Yeah, but I just think the main point for me for being a friend is actually just taking care of people when it's that time. And I don't think I could do that as well because I feel like people need a hug at that point. Obviously, that's not allowed.
Yeah, the one thing we want to do, we can't do. Yeah, no, I completely agree there.
And other stuff, the entire, what I call the content factories, completely closed pretty much. All my friends, because I have a group of my friends who just help me with my videos.
Right.
They're just really keen people and they're really good friends, do it for no reason. And everything's kind of closed. No vlogs are being made. And I've just, and no podcasts have really been coming out. It's a bit slowed down. Another thing is I used to work out about 7 to 6 times a week. So
down the gym.
Yeah, and I know I can do home workouts. I do, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I joined the gym in January, so very February, something like that, very recent. So I had about 3 weeks of it, and I was going 4 times a week, and I felt really good. And like I was doing classes, and the personal trainers are very motivating, and you do them at home, and it's just not the same because you've got no one there. Like there's no people around you doing. I feel you there completely. I mean, I only did it very briefly, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to be an athlete, so that was a long time ago. But kept up the like regime of training 6 days a week, and
Yeah.
I've had to actually like cut out an entire meal's worth of food now because I used to eat like 4 portions of food a day to keep up with like not like going.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to. I have 4 meals pretty much. I eat around 2,500 calories. I've got to cut that right back. I'm probably down to like 1,700 because I gained so much weight from it. It's all
Yeah, of
healthy
course.
calories, isn't it? And like I just kept
Yeah,
getting
that's the
fatter.
thing. If you're eating it and you're not actually working it into like muscle or like just working it off in general, you're kind of just gonna eventually get to well, you're gonna get bigger because you haven't got that, that workout
Yeah,
effectively.
of course. Yeah, that's it. And it's just also the gym's pretty big as well, just for mental health and that. And I'm a big advocate for that. But and like I know there's people saying you can like buy stuff and use his workout classes, but I do not to toot my own horn, but I do intense stuff. Like it's not like little like dancing around. It's like I use big weights and I use like the running machines. I can't buy that all for my house, obviously, for like what a 3 month period.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like, so I used to do a mixture of like all the different weight, like the built-in weight machines, as well as like yeah, I can't afford a treadmill. Like, I'm not in a situation, and even if I could buy one, where the hell am I going to put it?
Yeah,
So,
of
yeah,
course.
I completely get you there. Um, so is there anything, I suppose, that you miss from the old world? I mean, you talked about the gym and stuff, but is there anything else that you really kind of like just miss and you wish you could do something?
Probably see my girlfriend. That's probably a big one for me. I haven't seen her in 3 months, and it has a weird perspective because you don't. I didn't really. Obviously, I value my time, but I didn't really take in that last moment with her because obviously I didn't realize it was going to be 3 months.
Of
Like
course, yeah.
we just had a normal day where it passed, we watched TV, and that was it. And like, we didn't really take in. But it's a big lesson about life, really, because you never really know when you're going to see someone for the last time.
Well, exactly, yeah. And I mean, so you've been locked down separately. Did you consider maybe locking down together or anything like that? Or
Well, like the thing, I just live with my mum, and I would
okay,
never leave her. And she's got like, I don't think I did. She's got a house with like a family in it, like her little brothers there.
yeah,
And I feel a bit weird, like going like I'm here now, injecting myself into like her stuff. As much as she let me, she asked me to, and so did her mum and like that. But I said
yeah.
no because it's a bit of a like,
I think yeah, it's a bit if you don't know them that well or you haven't spent like massive amounts of time with them, going from seeing them here and there to like living with, I think it's very big. So yeah, I think people are like there's very mixed opinions about this, but I think some people are like enjoying the time to themselves as well.
yeah. I mean, I had a really busy schedule, and it's kind of been hard because I went from just uploading, editing all the time, and then either looking for jobs or being in and out of jobs just for little
Yeah.
bits of money before I go uni. And then it's just gone to nothing very quickly because I can't film vlogs anymore. And they're
Yeah,
like,
of
so
course. So in terms of that, did you take a gap year or was you in like year 13? What was your current situation?
So this is kind of the weird part. This is why I think people are looking out for me somewhere. But so basically, I went to a uni and I didn't like it because it was like
Right.
I went to one and it was basically a how do I put it? The teachers weren't employed by the uni; they were employed by this like rent a teacher agency. It was
Right.
really, really weird. And like so so like your teachers like when you went to school, college, whatever, they stayed from 9 till 5. These one was only stayed for like the 2 hour lectures, so we never
Right.
got help, and everyone was struggling. And I'm just a bit more like I've been through enough stuff to like know what I want and when I want it. And I was like, I see the ship sinking. Instead of dying, I'm going to swim somewhere safe. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it because right now everyone's paying 9 grand for Skype calls. So I'm glad I did take this year. I got a full refund as well, so I'm happy.
So you can actually start again next year fresh. Yeah, that's good that you've done that. And actually, I think is
Thank
it
you.
yeah, you actually did it before. You did it at the right time by the sound of it. So you actually got everything back. Yeah, because I think I think you don't, I can't speak for unis and whatnot, but they're charging people 9 grand to do what we're doing here, and it's just like,
Of course, it was. The thing is, there was one lovely teacher, but like 3 out of 4 of my teachers were rented, pretty much, which is
yeah,
insane. And like they just like, and if you've been to uni or anyone you know anyone has been to uni, to get a full refund's insane. You can never ever do that. It's so, you have to go through loops. So everyone was
yeah,
like, when I told my new lecturers that I've been interviewed by to get into this uni, they were like, it must have really been bad if you got a full refund because they never do that. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay. So,
It's good. Yeah, you got lucky there. Yeah. Good timing by the sounds of it. So, and what are you going to study, and where are you going to study next year?
so I'm gonna go to South Essex, the uni. I don't know if you
Okay,
know,
cool.
friend. And then I'm gonna study graphic design and do
Oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah.
All this time with the films and all the editing and whatnot.
Yeah, it's been I've been editing for 8 years now on and off with different programs since I was
Yeah.
12, and it was just yeah I started with like I started with Windows Movie Maker, then I
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
went on to Easy Vids and all that stuff. Then I found out how when I was like 14, I found I was coding websites in my class. I didn't really enjoy it. I just did it really easily. So then I
Yeah.
just sacked that all off. Basically how my lessons worked were they were an hour and a half lesson for just coding a website. You had to code it and delete it. That was my entire work because the test was to code a website. So
Yeah.
they'd go, you would come in at you'd come in at 10 and then you'd leave at 11:30. You code your website, then you delete the website, then you do it again. And that was my entire year. And that's
Wow.
how. I mean, everyone in a class produced like A's, but for
Yeah.
GCSE, it was quite
Yeah.
insane for how it works.
Yeah.
And I got so bored because I could just do it off the top of my head for after a while. Obviously, everyone could. So
Yeah,
I
of
just used
course.
I used to just do it in Dreamweaver. It was make it, and I used to like do things to make it easier, like hide assets in my computer folders and hide because you have to make all the images again, like everything again from scratch.
Wow.
So I used to hide bits in different folders, like the music folder and whatnot, so it made it easier for
Yeah.
me. And then I just got bored and I started playing on Photoshop because I was like, what else is Adobe? Because I didn't know about it. And I was like, oh, there's Photoshop here. I was like, I can do things. So I did
Yeah.
things.
Oh, cool. And you
Yeah,
just kind of brush from there. Yeah, perfect. Hmm.
thank
So, in terms of lockdown, what's the
you.
weirdest or the strangest thing that you've done in the time you've been sort of at home and locked down?
Um, Probably. I don't know. This weird. I've had some weird experience with me. Like, there's grids in my shop, like square sellotape grids, and this guy was standing like in front of his instead of in his. So I
Oh,
took
yeah.
a so I took a step forward because I was like, well, there's enough space. Literally a step forward to get a chocolate bar from the shop. Like, well, that's where the sweets were. I didn't want to lean because that looks a bit
Yeah, of
weird. So I
course.
just like so, and he turns around in. This was yesterday. Just I was on FaceTime, on audio. So my friend was listening to me, and I was like, he was like, "Hey, 2 meters away, screaming at me." I was just smiling at him. I was like, "Buddy, I'm only getting chocolate." And then he was like, "Oh, don't." Oh. And he just kept making his noises and going, and all this stuff, and just making weird little grunts and shit. And I was like, he's like, he looked at me and went, "When I leave." When I move, then you can get your chocolate. And I'm like, okay, buddy, that's fine. Like, I was like,
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've been to so many supermarkets and people are over each other. They don't even care. So to hear that, like, because I've not experienced anyone, like, I'm quite cautious and I'm like trying to be set, but you can't do the 2 meter rule. It's like, it's just impossible to an extent. So to hear someone actually go, actually, you can't do that is it's quite interesting.
yeah, I mean, it was a bit ironic because he wasn't in his square. So.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just, I overcompensated for that. But he has a point, I guess. I think because I live in a really tiny village of like 7,000 people, I think people are a bit more spooks. Like, so.
yeah, it's kind of a more, yeah, it's got that community kind of, and yeah.
I don't know about a community, but everyone like knows everyone is a busybody
Yeah.
kind of. Like they're the type of people like who would like so those Facebook groups are like your local place, you know what I mean? Do you have one of
Yeah.
them where you are? Like they would like post pictures of like people not following rules and that, like they're genuine out like it's
Like,
that kind of place.
it's about spreading love, not spreading hate. I that's me, but
That's it, mate. That's it. But like so I don't know, I was a bit I don't know. It was a bit. I just assumed he was having a bad day. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't take it personally, but like, I don't know. I feel like if it wasn't like COVID, I feel like he would have swung for me. He was like in his 40s, and like, I was like, oh, bro. I was like, okay. Well,
Funny. Funny. So once lockdown has ended and we're back to normal, the new world, whatever you want to call it, what's the first thing that you're going to do?
we're moving.
You're moving house.
Yeah,
Fun.
yeah, we have to. It's just there's been rumours that as soon as my landlord's these are just rumours, but that as soon as my landlord can, he's gonna bump the rent up a bit. And there's lots of things that are broken, and it's in due time for us to move. And
Yeah.
it was we needed to as soon as possible, and like just so yeah, we're gonna just move. That's the first thing, really, just move
Fun,
house.
fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Post-COVID move. Perfect. And obviously, based in the UK like myself. So we had an announcement from Boris on Sunday night, and Monday followed with all these sort of changes and whatnot. What do you think to the changes and the things that he's done? Are you on board with them? Do you think that it's too soon? Like, what's your opinion on it?
I don't think it's that mega to like affect it that much. I don't really think it's too soon for anything because there wasn't much in it really. It was a lot of there was a lot said with no substance, I think, but there's not really much you can say. And but yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I hate those type of like opinions because I don't know anything. I'm just some fucking kid in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to pretend I know shit. Like
Yeah, yeah, no, I think I'm the same, but like I just don't understand like this whole. So you can meet one person from outside your household, 2 meters apart, but you can't meet two people outside your household or 2 meters. Like it's just, I think it's very, it's. I think it's open to interpretation, and I think a lot of, the British public are very gets to 20 degrees and their shirts come off. Like it's very kind of open, and I think they're going to interpret it in different ways, and I think we're going to see a lot more people kind of going a bit more crazy with it, I think.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say really what's going to happen. I don't know how or when or who, but it's good that we've got some kind of date. I like the fact we got some form of because before I've said this for ages. I said on a podcast I did that I'd happily hear December 2021 just to hear a date. You know what I mean? Like even though
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really far away, I'd rather hear like a year and a bit's time just to know like that's my end goal. Like if there was like to me,
yeah,
yeah, 100% December 2021. All you got to do is stay inside for a year and for 6 months. That's I'd be happy with that than have this. Oh, it might happen. Bump up 3 weeks. Like I
yeah.
know it's but
No, I'm the same, and I think like although I think it's maybe a bit early, he released that scowl where basically says, if we're good, schools will be open here, and if we're this, the restaurants will be open by this. I think that's good to kind of put it out there so people kind of get an idea to potentially think when things could go back to normal. And I think that makes people more maybe if we do follow what he said, restaurants could be open by the end of August. And
this is it,
I mean,
man.
for me, having being a restaurant manager, that's ideal for me and whatnot. But at the same time, at least we have like numbers and dates in our head. But they could all go up in smoke if people don't, I suppose, respect the rules as well.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are, to be honest. Around, I feel like I'm quite safe because a lot of my family have asthma. Like a lot of them have, and there's I have older people I take care of. Well, not take care of, but like I'm really, really close to my nan. So I've
Yeah.
been really like safe and that. But it was kind of sad because she had to celebrate her 83rd birthday in lockdown. But like,
Oh,
yeah, it was a bit fucked. But I went to her house and just stood like she was inside her house on her door with her door open. I was like
yeah.
at her front garden and behind the fence, and like
Oh,
that was the best moment really because I told her that because I said I might visit for a birthday, and I went to her. I wouldn't just because I wanted to like fuck with her a bit. I know that sounds mean, but we just joking around. And I said,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I was like, my entire village has been locked down. There's too many infections here. And see her face
yeah.
when I showed up at her house, or like all her gifts and
Of
that. She
course,
was
it's going to
like,
be like a priceless memory that she's going to remember forever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're always like, we're always mucking around on that. Like, so it was cool. And she was laughing. So I'm glad I made her happy and that. And so it was
Good,
good. But
good.
like I was saying, I take care of I like to take care of a lot of people who are older, who have health conditions in my family, and my friend's family, and my girlfriend's family, or like to look out for
Yeah.
me. So I've been very cautious about it. So I don't know how other people are doing it. I don't really like to judge because I know people going
Yeah.
through different things. I don't like these Facebook busybodies who are like taking pictures and whatnot, and
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree.
like there's people who are like genuinely not having a good time. Like they, or if I know it's dark term, but people might often like people have offered themselves because of this. People have killed themselves because they're depressed because of COVID and
Yeah.
lonely. So I'm
Exactly.
I'm I'm not judgy, but I'm being extra not judgy. Like about
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
how
Of
and
course.
stuff.
Yeah. No, I completely agree there. Yeah. I think we do need to just, as I said, put the positives and leave the negatives behind.
100%.
One final question. So, when lockdown's over, is there anything you're going to miss about lockdown?
No.
No.
Not
Wow. Okay.
No, I don't. I like being busy. That's my favorite thing. I love being busy. So and to have it go to a standstill and not be able to make content because I've been making
Yeah.
content for around 8 years too. So to find this is my longest break. Like
Yeah.
I've taken breaks from YouTube, but I've always been making stuff. Like
Hmm.
always, it's the first time where like there's nothing and no one's doing
Yeah.
anything and there's no vlog ideas, and there's no
Mm.
podcast, and there's no this, and there's no that. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, thank you for like opening up there and like telling me about, your experiences with everything and that. Before we do you want to let everyone know what the name of your YouTube channel is as well as your podcast, so that if in case they want to go and check you out and kind of get involved with that?
yeah, it's all under Heg. That's HEGG. Look it up. That's my channel name. Has my podcast, has my vlogs. At the moment, it's kind of a bit of shit. So I appreciate it because I'm just doing like, I have like 5 videos I just uploaded because I have no videos. They're all tutorials and like sit down chats. It's not really my thing, but they're there and they're doing terrible. So I appreciate any type of interaction at the moment.
Perfect. Well, that's it. Thank you for being on the channel, opening up and everything like that. Yeah, nice day, and keep safe with the rest of COVID and lockdown, however long we're in it for.
Yeah, you too, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, that was Callum's interview. It's really interesting talking to him, understanding, I suppose, how he is coping through this, what he's doing. He went to see his nan and gave her a nice surprise, and also he's had someone, sadly, that has lost someone close, and I think that really does make you think differently about this in another way. But yeah, it was great speaking to him, and I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this and and you want to, I suppose, see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell. Also leave us a thumbs up on this video and leave comments down below. Has any of this related to you in any way? Would you maybe be potentially interested in doing an interview with myself and kind of getting your story out there? That's it. I suppose I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to say bye, and I will see you tomorrow for another lockdown story. Bye, guys.